Hi everyone, this is Kelly Beard of KarmicTools.com, and this is your weekly forecast for June 2nd through the 8th of 2019. I had a little inspiration when I went to post this week's forecast with our Venus trine Pluto as the first official activation on June 2nd, which is Sunday, and the Gemini new moon on the 3rd. I decided that it was useful to add that on June 1st, Venus conjuncts Moon in Taurus. So there's an initiation that is very personal. The Moon is our individual selves. Then on the 2nd, Venus in Taurus, trine Pluto in Capricorn, is an easy angle and blessings, earned blessings from past efforts, a deepening of dedication to love and beauty and harmony and unity. And then Gemini new moon on the 3rd allows us to initiate radically new thinking. And we close the week with Mercury sextile Uranus. That is lower mind, higher mind. That is the awakener, the awakening of your awareness of what's really possible and how many choices you really do have, and illuminates things from a whole nother perspective. So this week that seemed pretty simple with 2 activations, when I went to fill in a few blanks, got really rich with sacred feminine energy. And I just kind of wanted to say that up front and encourage you, especially since it is a new moon week, to take some time to set some intentions, plant some seeds, do some prayer or ritual or ceremony as you are guided, and know that you can really set some new things in motion, not the least of which is correcting negative thought patterns specifically, and any disconnect between your head and heart, or the thinking feeling mechanism that is part of your communication system, that you have to learn how it works. So this is a good week to do that. Try to find some time to get under the sky and know that at the new moon there's an emptying out. It's the void, it's the conception point, it's creation and conception. So things are not always that obvious. We have to walk by faith. We have to follow the light, which is the starlight that's out. And that gives us Venus and deep depths of Pluto, but also that Uranus, that cracking open and that moving to the next level, all of which in Taurus is in the body. So I think some of it is this physical next level. And the couple of calls that I've done this week all point to the same thing, that we've been conscious of Earth's evolution for the last 100 years or so. We know, and our consciousness has been totally expanded and awakened, but it's kind of just hitting the body. So now our bodies are learning how to channel solar energy differently than we ever have. And our bodies are essentially the same, but we are also taking on more light. So we have to learn how to process and direct it. And this whole week is about the lights in the sky that are guiding us. So we will start with one that I don't usually share. This one is a more personal, but I think it's a good one to put on the table because I think it'll help you with your intentions for the week. So this is Venus conjunct Moon on June 1st, which is Saturday. This activates your innate connection to the natural rhythms of life and illuminates how well your soul self matches the rhythm that you're living. It is time to focus on what feels right and good for your personal soul self. It's a good time to nest and beautify your personal space, and that includes your mind if it's been cluttered, and your heart if it's been heavy with old past burdens. Lighten up, clear your magnetic field, your aura, and empty your mind. Then connect to your heart and feel whatever comes. The moon brings you messages through your feelings. Venus brings you messages through what you are magnetized to and repelled by. This is a potent seed time as you make inner connections. Invite or allow support and guidance from women and or the sacred feminine within and around you. So that's Venus and the moon, the two definitely sacred feminine lights in the sky. Then Sunday, June 2nd, Venus is going to trine Pluto, and anytime Pluto's involved, the intensity levels go up and you are able to hear, feel, or sense your soul self more clearly than usual. So see how every everything this week links together for good, for some really amazing, potent possibilities. The other thing about Pluto is, and Uranus at the end of the week, which is awakening change and the changes that we're all experiencing, the transformation, the shedding of skin, the next level of consciousness, but also the next level of experience within our physicality and how we live with Mother, not on her, and know that we have that support for permanent change, is all I want to say. That when Pluto's involved, change is usually permanent as well. And transformation in this case is easier than usual because of the trine. So Venus brings up that which is most important to you personally, your individual values and priorities, where your relationships and resources are concerned. This is an easy angle which can make purification and transformation smoother than usual. So what are you ready to change? How have your values and priorities changed completely in the last year or so? Use this activation to deepen your connection with those you love most and allow or encourage the relationship to evolve to a totally new level. If you're working on your relationship with money or self-worth specifically, then this activation is a good time for prayer or ritual that supports positive change and your vision for the future. Pour any intense emotions or revelations into some kind of creative expression. Art of any medium, or do a vision board, but give expression to the depths you recognize as coming to the surface of your conscious awareness at this time. This is an incredible week, and it presages the eclipses coming in Cancer Capricorn, so we know that we're being warmed up for that change, and eclipses are always change. So this is our fundamentals, home and work, self versus other, the basics. It's also how we nurture and care for ourselves and how we contribute to the whole and how we have to somehow share the planet. This energy tends to intensify relationships and or emotions. You may feel extremely drawn to someone emotionally as well as physically. You may feel the intense need to express your love mentally, emotionally, or physically. This energy is great for bringing deeper insights to the surface, which ultimately should strengthen any relationship. A new relationship started under this influence will usually have an intensity about it, as will any form of creative expression, artistic or otherwise. So, soul self is speaking to your Gemini new moon monkey mind and giving the mental body a new assignment and a new way of functioning, especially in a time of technology and solar flares and intense radiation and things that our physical bodies have to do certain things to be able to handle properly and not make ourselves crazy or make ourselves sick or just create that super imbalance or disconnect. So on the 3rd, which is Monday, we have the Gemini new moon when we plant seeds of our intentions for the 6 months to a year process, because basically you plant your seeds, you go along 6 months from now, we'll have a Gemini full moon and you'll see what has taken root or not. And then you follow the final 6 months out, and a year from now, you will have something that you created from this point forward. And in this case, it's activating some radically new ways of thinking, learning, and expressing. How we process information and what we allow in, like into our individual field of resonance, into our personal space, or into our consciousness. Now that the collective field is infinitely open, you are encouraged to fortify and rely on your own filters, your own boundaries, and your own systems for living. It is time to live your own truth within the context of the larger collective truth. Gemini always activates the lesson of choice, and now that we have so many choices, some more than others, we have to have a way of making the best choices for self. The way to do that is to strengthen and fortify the head-heart connection. Allow the head to present the variety of choices and the possibilities therein, then proceed to the heart to sign off on what feels true and right for you personally. Anything good for you is usually good for all, so think with your heart and set intentions for a new level of learning, awareness, and energetic exchange with others going forward. Because Gemini also represents the community and new friends and new social experiences, and that's definitely where we need the upgrade. Social media has distorted a true human exchange. The eye to eye contact, the body language, the unspoken things, the things that you have to be in person to experience. So, really try to stretch your imagination and think outside the box, and also keep it progressive. Don't look back. We're not reviving anything dead. We're not fixing anything. This is not a fixer-upper. This is brand new territory, encouraging you to just dream. What if? What if Mother Earth can self-correct and balance herself out? If we can self-correct and balance ourselves out? What if everything is in divine time and order and opportunities are presenting themselves that you're missing because you're looking backwards, or again, like I said, trying to revive something that is sucking resources that need to be kind of forward thinking? What's going to be needed next? What is the first next step? So expand your consciousness, which on the 7th, being Friday, Mercury sextile Uranus is going to definitely help us do. This is the unlocking. And isn't this beautiful? We started with Venus Moon, sacred feminine, internal, personal. And then we went to Pluto, deep soul level. And then we came back up, hopefully with new choices. It says the energy here encourages us to go with the flow, new and different being the flow. It wants to shake it up a bit, but in a good way. And if you feel like new and different is more like chaos and disruption, then you need to reflect and see if you aren't being too rigid. Unwillingness to go with the new flow will make this energy harder to handle. This is also a good time to try to resolve any old issues or challenges. They are not going away without resolution and conscious release. Perhaps you've been trying the same thing over and over, and it's time to try something new. Now is the time new ideas can and will come to you, so pay attention. Try to be open and receptive to unusual things, unusual events, aha moments, and new ideas, and allow room for spontaneity. You may think you are doing one thing and look up and be doing something completely different. So be open to exploring the new path. That's the thing, everyone. We are in such new territory, and I can speak to that as well, because this is the year that Chiron moved into Aries, and so our healing is self-healing, what we do for ourselves, how we take care of ourselves, how we maintain our independence. And in order to do that, you have to be totally responsible for everything you need. Well, most of us need help getting food, shelter, clothing, the basic needs being provided. We have ways of doing that. And that's all changing. So that's where you want to be thinking outside the box. What is healthy for Mother Earth that isn't sucking her dry and not allowing for cycles and seasons and nature and rhythm to guide us? Instead of imposing our rhythm on nature, on Mother, we are supposed to be learning her rhythm and going with her flow. And when we do that, we all prosper. So this is why all my work is dedicated to learning nature's rhythm and learning your own rhythm, and then figuring out how to put them together for the best and the highest good. So this week is so juicy, and I'm so excited. I do have to also say here, I've changed the date for our Ancestors Call. Part 3 of this introduction to my new earth medicine practice is the best one. It's the ancestors keep talking to me. I keep following directions. So we are doing it on the 13th now. It's a Thursday, 9 o'clock Eastern Time, and I hope you can join us. And the other thing that I should have mentioned earlier when we were talking about that Venus Moon contact on June 1st is that is our guiding light for the Venus circle. Every month, Venus connects with the moon in a different sign, and we do 9 months of clearing at each of the 7 primary chakras, and then I've added the Earth Star, our connection to the core, and our Soul Star chakra, which is our connection to the heavens. And we do 9 months of release and then 9 months of reclamation. And so we are really close to the midpoint, which is in August, when we will shift gears from releasing to reclaiming. So I invite you all to jump in anytime and check in monthly if you need that sacred feminine boost of energy to know where the priorities really lie, and reach out if you need to get a reading of any kind. The Astro Tarot is a great check-in, annual or semi-annual or quarterly. Of course, I've got the 8 Sacred Seasons, which are PDF and tarot card readings that many of you get for all the seasons, or at least once or twice a year to check in. I am available for June. Going to do some traveling in July. If you are in DC or Chicago for sure, I will be there in June and July. So I would love to connect with people directly, and I really may be creating solstice celebrations in both cities. So I would love to hear from you if you would like to participate in a live circle celebrating summer solstice, which is technically June 21st. We may not be able to do it on that day, but I will be in both those cities during the end of June, beginning of July. So please reach out, email me directly, kelly@karmictools.com, and let me know if you would like to connect directly. We could do a reading in person, or you can join us for the circle and celebration. It is always a good thing to gather in person, and I'm looking to do this much more often, and definitely at each of the 8 Sacred Seasons, because that is the time when we're supposed to be in community. So I hope you will think of joining us, and also consider that June 1st activation and think about doing that monthly, which is basically clearing your magnetic field and tuning into what feels right for you, and sort of allowing your mind a little break in the action to tune in with your feelings and check in with what's really important to you personally. And I love helping people figure that out. So reach out if you'd like. And the very last thing is I have created a second YouTube video for part 2, our animal gathering that we had last month. So you can check in with the Karmic Tools YouTube channel for that. For those of you who like the video version, it's just the audio but on the video of a sunset. But it is a pretty spectacular sunset, I must say. So enjoy those videos. I get lots of good feedback. I'm really glad that you guys enjoy that. I'm working on the podcast thing, creating all kinds of new goodies to share as we go forward. So thanks for listening. This is Kelly Beard of KarmicTools.com, and I am so grateful for your time, energy, and support. Please share this with those you think would resonate, and reach out if and when you need to. Kelly@KarmicTools.com. The goal of my weekly forecast is to alert you to the energies and activations that we're all experiencing, and the possibilities for conscious co-creation as an individual. Awareness of the energies is the first key, but I invite you to take it to the next level by checking out my readings, telecircles, and subscriptions, which are all geared toward individual support that helps you understand your own unique blueprint. My specialty is cycles and patterns, and I love helping people figure out their own within the context of the social and collective rhythm. To some, working with their own cycles and patterns is a completely new and foreign concept, but there are many planetary cycles that coincide with natural life cycles that allow us to co-create in mystical as well as practical ways. I create custom tools that I have tried and tested myself for over 30 years, and I do the work alongside my circle every time. So I hope you will reach out if you feel called to dive deeper into your own soul's natural rhythm. Talk to you soon. One love.